It's time for the Mike and Dale Show. How's that for an intro, Mike Venezia, TVM Trader?
Better
It's
than
time
that.
for our show. Look, Mike, before we get into things, do you still have an open order working in this stock under here?
What's that?
Fortuna.
No, I'm selling some things like now, like Apache APA, which will show after.
Okay, all right. Here's where you put your GTC, 265.
Coach, and is that listen? That's lower than my original one.
Yeah, that's why if it was in, I was going to tell you to cancel it because
It's
you'll
in.
get it.
Trust me,
You're
it's
going to
in.
buy it here. I think we're going here.
Does
Anyway,
anybody have
so
any Amazon with me in the room? For crying out loud, I beg people 14 times. Let me get through what you have to say, Coach, because you want to know what I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it because.
all right, well, there's been a lot of attention on the safe havens, right? Gold's been flying, right? See it there. Silver, not as much. And that's why I dumped my miners. In fact, I may be looking for a short in gold coming up here, although silver's a preferred short because I'm now looking for the gold silver ratio to make another run at the highs. That's usually, it's negative silver. It makes silver your preferred short, gold your preferred long. But even the gold is about to set up a 3 drives to a top formation. Here's one, here's two. And if we pull back and then surge one more time, I may be looking to short it. Anyway, I went to the door on my miners yesterday. I think I'm going to have better entries in the days to come. Um, Japanese yen is starting to recover, and yields also setting up a 3 drive to a bottom potential formation here. So I wouldn't be rushing into the bond market. So basically what I'm saying is what did well besides stocks you pick and semis, but I mean the overall market, most people S&Ps were down hard, right? So the
Anything that
general,
made money, they ran
yeah,
into the mega caps.
yeah. So what
Anything
I'm
that made money.
so my
Campbell
point
Soup looks
being,
good. Microsoft, anything that makes money, any ancillary things is, why are you going to try? And
my
I
point,
understand that.
my point saying that I think that people are going to come out of these safety hedges for a while, which would imply that there could be a pretty good rally in the S&Ps.
Yeah.
The only question is, do we get another retest? But like I said, I still think there's a chance for 4,100.
Coach, can you go to a daily on that, please?
Sure.
Or let's stretch it out, whatever whatever you got to do.
Well, I could also do that.
All right. So listen, this is my opinion. I believe in the 4,100 as well. We have our levels. Our levels never changed. Basically, they weren't as low as 3,200 ever as some were, and I get it. And they weren't as high as like 4,300. We've been between I think your lowest has between maybe 35 to 3,600 at one point.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
I've been saying 3,700 recently, as we've both agreed, if that is the case. But I'll tell you, we were range bound for a while until something would happen. Now this banking situation, it's almost like Tetris. We were holding and then the bank, Silicon Valley took us down a notch. And then I think we're going to also consolidate again for a little bit until a couple more of these ancillary or small regional banks fall, which I think is favorable for the market long term, or we just keep consolidating again until something else happens, which is actually bearish. So that's where I look at it. I don't know if you concur.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be interested to see what the market does at 40.80. I'll probably try a tactical short
Absolutely. Good
or
channel.
recommit to VIX calls. Maybe the VIX will be 22 again. And I'll go out and do something in VIX as well. But I wanted to point out, and so 40.80 could be the 4,100. I think is going to be challenging. We could rally to 4,100, and all the band-aids that we put on the system, some other black swan happens. And people are ignoring what's happening in Ukraine, Mike. Things are escalating. We've crossed all kinds of red lines with the Russians. We're thinking about sending F-16s, and you know what? To me, it looks like And our previous guest, Joseph Wang, says the same thing, is that the U.S. wants a conflict. And I think that there's going to be some geo risk that's been taken off that people aren't thinking about because they're worried about their deposits. So I'd be careful with that. I think there's still a chance for one more washout into the summer. Talked about maybe a March low and we get a 4 or 5 week rally. Maybe that's the best it could do is for a few weeks, just kind of grind up towards 4,100. And then I could make a case for 34, this line right here, Mike,
Yeah,
this right here.
I see you
If we
looking at.
break 38, we're going to, like, 33.
All right.
So I think there could be one more washout. And
I hope there
that'll
is.
be after the dollar peaks from this rally, and you could buy the world. If you get the dollar right, you get everything right. So the best time to buy stocks is when the dollar's weakening. And I think that there's still going to be some more upside in the dollar, maybe all the way back to 110. Although I'm looking for a pullback
Wow.
first. So anyway, that's my macro view. I want to know how you're trading around this banking crisis, and you've already been talking about it. Sounds like you've been in tech. One other thing I want to point out that we alerted the people to this sell-off, but more than that, what we alerted people to was the banks well before the failure in SVB. We also, I caught some pretty good downside on WTI, and I've also been talking about that we were going to break down under 82.50 to get out of oils.
That's the best
Um,
part of the room, coach. Your macro view worked. My micro view this morning, we made a little schnitzel, a nice trade in the oils. That's the best thing about being in the room, is because you're saying, how am I handling the banking crisis? I'm going to tell you the number one thing. And I've said the past, since the beginning of the week, I don't have an opinion. I'm not going to let my opinion about Russia. I get it, coach. That's what you do. And you could debate it probably more than most, if not the majority. I don't know which is more, but
but
until
my trades are not narratives. My trades are price action,
well,
just
that's
like you.
what mine in too. So I don't, Goldman, like we said, Goldman, the big daddy, tipped us off a little bit. The first one usually does about the price action. The second one's, and you start hearing things. The market was acting poor.
Anyway, no victory lap for me on calling the top in oil and the breakdown in the XLE before you
No,
move on.
because you know why you didn't. It's what's noted because you've done it before. I don't take victory laps. You know why? Because I act like I've done it before.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to continue to do it. Nice call.
okay. Anyway, and here are the banks, and we started off noticing B of A acting bad, Goldman just trying to hold support, and here's the XLF. You got any rally back to 34, you got a short. I think we're going to fill this gap here in the banks down to about 26, 25, 20. Here's the gap right here. This is a weekly gap. You rarely see these. So you had the gap down into COVID, and then we gapped up one week. But
Bearish.
yeah, 25.21, 25.34 fills the gap.
When you
On
ever
it.
have to, whenever you go to a chart to look for a weekly downside gap, that's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Look at the DAX up 1.5%. What if you give or take?
Yeah.
So
All
coach, you know
right.
what? I'm just like I said, this room is perfect, working perfectly right now because it's not nobody's throwing darts, which we never throw darts. It's a high level opinion, and we usually have a reason for entering and or exiting. It's because the VIX still elevated to a degree,
Yeah.
is where my forte is. I wish it was 100, and I mean it. And your macro
Well, will
picks,
you be happy with, say, 50 by June or July?
I'll be happy if it stays here and doesn't
Well,
move.
yeah, you're really going to be happy. I think I have targets in the VIX up around 50
Well, I am
sometime
still.
this summer.
I am the portfolio, the long term one is finally balanced, if you will, sans a
Yeah.
loser or two. But the VIX helped, and the other mega ones that I was long in, and I should have been long in, Microsoft and Apple, Google. Look at Google, the guy's still in the Google leaps. He's still up in that thing. All that he's been through. You know what I mean by the
Yeah.
chart now. But listen, it's boiling down. It's a cerebral market. You have to follow the dollar. You have to follow crude. The rotation is evident. I made a couple of trades that I thought were I mean, when crude is going down this way and the oils are imploding, you know, the airlines, which I'm in a couple right now, are doing the same thing, which means there's still underlying weakness in the market. It just means maybe I should have stuck more to stock picking, not trying to outthink myself.
Yeah, the Apple looks like it wants 170 here. It
Oh,
held up like a champ. So all
Amazon,
the
I
tech,
said,
I'm
Amazon, I
gonna
literally
turn the
said in the room
charts
this
over.
morning, I said, double down on Amazon. I said, F it. I never do that.
Okay,
Whoa,
the charts are yours now, Mike.
how you
So
know, Mike
uh,
V.
so option sweeps. I noticed what you posted in the room that there's no conviction in option sweeps right now. You posted that the guy said,
Fuck is
you
this?
know, two-sided action, no real big plays, big money plays, buying time.
What thing? Where's my Zoom screen? I can't get my Zoom.
It's a blue dot on the bottom.
For some reason, I can't get the dot on the bottom. Look.
Okay.
Huh.
I'll
Can you go
take-
back and change it again, Coach? I apologize.
All right. Okay, I'm sharing now. And now I'm gonna
Oh, I have it now, Coach. I apologize. I got
I'm
it.
gonna stop sharing. So there
Okay.
you go.
I can go to me?
Yep.
All right. Back live. I apologize.
No
A
problem.
double shot of Coach. AMD flying today. Well, AMD
Yeah.
flying today. What do you make it? You know what I mean?
It started a couple days ago.
AMD. I'm in it. Not as much. You know why I'm not chirping? Because I'm more. Listen, and that it's like being a stockbroker. When I was a stockbroker and I told the guy to buy a stock and it skyrockets, he say, "Why didn't you buy enough? You always have.
Yeah,
It never happened."
you're never
That's why I
you're
stopped being a
never
broker. Guy
yeah.
fired me once for having a takeover on Lotus from IBM and got
Uh-huh.
upset. I didn't remember that, Coach.
Yeah.
And got mad at me that I didn't tell him to buy more. Google calls. What's Google doing today? This was posted, 22 hours ago, firing away. Google
Okay.
calls, ripping. Disney. What else? So I wanted to go to this, but ETF puts. Let me go to Disney. Let me go to today, bottom line. And there was our chart yesterday on the oils that we were going to schnitzel. Good call on Coach. Gerard posting information that's making my job easier, but not only is it making it easier, it's relevant, very relevant. Macro picture on the market. Amazon, this was the trade. I posted the chart. This was another friend of mine trade. And that was, here was my position in Amazon. I'm not going to show it now because I don't want to jinx myself. Actually, I'm not
Yeah.
superstitious. Sig, good trade. I'll show my trades afterwards, but I want there's my Amazon. So I'm long it from 96, 9604, 3000, actually add to it. And then I said here, this was, it's not, even if I was long, I'd say why I got out of it or was why I was wrong. But I said double down on Amazon. That was an hour ago. I said F it. So when a guy's, I understand it's very difficult to take someone else's trade. I've been there. I had a tennis pro pay me 5 figures to literally stick next to me and shadow trade me. Couldn't even pick up a thing from Boca Raton. Fact. So I understand how it's hard to take somebody else's trade, but at least ask why the conviction or afterwards noted. By the way, going to the trade here, it's not like I split the atom or it was a funky trade. Where's Amazon now? 99 approaching 100. All right. There are more of my buys here today. So here's the trade. It's not like I did one of my funky trades. The moving averages are curling up. The option, the volume came in the last 3 days. It broke out of a range. And as the market has been going the other way, this has been closing at the high for 3 days in a row. I don't care if they sell widgets. It would be on my screen.
Great market tell. Great market tell.
Well,
showing resilience like a beach ball underwater.
That's actually what it was.
You can't keep a good stock down.
Google,
and
same
you
thing.
can't lift up a bad stock.
AMD. How could you not be in this thing? These are the cues.
Yep.
Also going out of bear flag. And
NASDAQ looks out of the indexes. NASDAQ has the best pattern.
AMD volumes not overstretched. Here's the volume yesterday. Listen, if you take one of, I don't have enough of it, but if you believe in the system, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but still I'm sitting here at a high level. I'm living pretty nicely, knock on wood, thanks to TradeView too, is that over time, stocks with range, good price action, and volume like these that show great relative strength work. I mean, what was so hard about this one? Even if you're a rookie, buy it new all time. Buy AM. Which stocks have been breaks a 3-month high range?
The formation, just eyeballing it measures 120.
Marvell, same thing. Everybody chirped about today. Where's another one of my trades? Where's my Apache? Here's my scoop in Apache. All right, so this is a trade I'm interested. Yesterday, that they tricked everybody and showed the base that maybe it was basing almost closing on a doji. Yesterday, the stock closed on the low, blew everybody out. I get it. Apache, I went to the weekly, just like Coach does, a good charter, and I believe the support was, I might not in the bottom ticked it, but I believe the support was in the low 30s. So I traded. But by the way, I also want to say another thing about this trade. The majority, and everybody knows I'm very active on the open. That's because that's the majority of retail money. I happen to believe I'm a little bit better trader than retail. That's why the moves on the opener, the first 10 minutes are for very active people. And the real good money is traded is after the first 10-minute opening range breakout either way. But, I'm advanced. So
Well,
here's
all right. Well, you want my impression on it? You might have a scalp out of it. If you want to go back to the chart, but an important low isn't in. It was a little longer term. Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. Till they clean out the bulls under 30. And then maybe your moving average on take out the stops under 30.
all
The
right, Coach.
August
I'm not
lows.
listen.
The August lows are going to give way. They're hunting them right now. They're in their sights. It may bounce, but it's in their sights. They want that liquidity. They'll cover their shorts once they take out 30.
I appreciate that from a long-term view, but this is my point of view.
It's not that
From a
long term.
short-term point, when I buy the stock at 31.27,
Yeah.
I sell it at 32,
Yeah, you're day
33.
trading it. That's
I
what I'm
buy
saying.
it back in the low at 31.25. Now it's
Okay.
32. That's good money for me. How much do I have
Yeah.
of this thing?
Yeah.
All right, I have what? Only a 400. I sold it, but I made good money in this thing. I made a 4,000. And here's the bottom. So I'm trading it. I'm just trading money here. I'm making moves. So I'm not
Okay.
saying it's going to bottom. With that being said, what else do we trade? AMD shop, Amazon still in. Let me get back to TGH. But you know what? You want to see stuff. This is exactly the plan. Gerard asked me all the time, 10:30 when margin calls stop. This is what's the low of the day, basically. The low of the day is at about 10:15 on the SPYs, but then they settled at a margin calls. And that's when stocks that I mentioned here, like Disney, didn't break new lows again. It's no surprise it made it at 9:30. People didn't get stopped at a new low and went. What other stocks can I point at? What's CVS do? Another one that was approached. I don't even know. I'm just guessing. Another one that low at 10:30 that was breaking near a year low that didn't get stopped at again. Now you actually might be okay here. Like you said, Coach, I don't think it's going back to 80 or whatever drive. And I'm very sensitive to what you do because Reed taught me a lot of lessons. But as the VIX is up here, I'm trying to, I'm day trading. This is what I'm doing, day trading.
Okay. All right.
What else am I in?
Yeah,
UAL.
time frames, everything.
All right, Delta. All right, I'm in this rat. Now I'm going to get out of it. Where am I buying Delta? All right, I'm buying Delta today. What, at 32.88? Now it's 33. It's not 30. It's not a barn burner, but I'm trading some of these stocks to get the strong ones to alleviate some of the ones that I'm a little bit wrong on the short term. I probably will sell Apache here. With that being said, it's still a mixed bag. As you can see, the solars are still taking a beating. Airlines are mixed. UAL, by the way, after taking a 6-7 day in a row beating, just because it's showing a little relative strength off the bottom, probably like Coach would say, has a little bit more to go, just like an Apache. But I'm trading this thing. The thing, went from 54 to 42. It's not like a Amazon. I'm in this thing, so I'm trading it. Maybe I'm in the right church, wrong pew.
It's kind of surprising the airlines would be under pressure with
that's why I'm
oil
in.
prices coming down, fuel prices coming down should improve their margins. What's the problem there? I hear planes are full. Are we going to be talking about not just banks, but every company and municipality and pension fund have made the same mistake that SVB? They've been long bonds when interest rates hadn't been as low since the Civil War, and they stayed long bonds. Everyone's attacking the Fed because they raise rates. They telegraphed it. So where's the risk management of all these pension funds not hedging their long bond portfolios when, we actually came from negative interest rates in Europe. And, we had rates really, the cycle goes back to the Civil War. The last time rates were as low as they were a year and a half. Now, how do these guys get to run a bank portfolio and just stay long bonds for a year and a half when the Fed's saying, I'm taking rates up to fight inflation?
I think everybody doubles down until they blow up. You can't do
Okay.
it consistently over the years and keep doing
No,
egregious moves like that and not get caught.
I'm not
No?
saying that they, should have been short, but they could have been hedged and they could have had shorter duration. And I don't know, when I'm the wrong way in bonds for a year and a half, no one makes my account whole.
No, I don't
And
believe in
and
that.
and you can't blame the Fed because the Fed didn't do it surreptitiously. It kept coming out. We're raising rates. We're fighting inflation. Now we'll see. Now we shift from, are they going
Oh,
to still try and fight inflation, give up the fight to save the financial sector? What do you think?
I leave
Doesn't
that
matter
to
because
I
you're just
leave that
day
to I
trading.
leave it to the professionals. I'm serious.
Okay.
I have an answer. I don't want to get caught with an opinion lopsided because I can do a lot of damage either way. You know what I mean? Aside from what happened the last 2 weeks or so, I was just doing fine without anything macro happening. So I'll
Okay.
play it the same way, just a more cautious or aggressive to that degree plan. Coach, I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's a boring answer. I don't know, you know?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, we're one step closer to having a nationalized banking system. So I hope they keep the markets open. Okay,
Amazon is
anyway,
the
they'll be
100.
in buying S&P someday too, the Fed.
What
Could
stock
I
am I?
take a look at Tesla?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we thought it might get down to 150 a week or so ago, and that didn't quite get there and turned. Yeah.
It's taking a lot of SIG is on Mad Money tonight with Kramer.
Okay.
FRC, Morgan
Yeah.
Stanley and set just out. Yeah. Other banks, a potential deal with FRC. FRC, nothing. It's a miracle I'm not long these things. I
Okay.
tried PACW in the morning. I'm trying them.
Yeah.
Where was my
Are you?
first buy?
Okay.
Right here. My first buy was 93.30. I sold it at 99.07. Right after I sold it, it went down to 8.40. So I saved myself 60 cents. But I mean, I'll trade. As you know, I made like freaking 50 points on FRC the day after here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, it made
Retesting the
their move
lows.
until something else is done.
Yeah.
Amazon 100. There you go. We're in it. Giddy up. AMD. That's it. Uber acting well.
You're doing a great job moderating the main room, Mike. Doing a great job. So keep it up. Nice scalping, and I think you'll have a chance to buy some of these gold and silver stocks a little cheaper. And we'll see what happens when if and when the S&Ps get to 4,100.
I mean,
Right now, it's no man's land. I'm kind of looking, kind of waiting for the Fed to do some new things
I'm
because
telling you.
I'm swing trading.
No, I got you,
People,
coach. In
if
the
people took
meantime,
my ideas on yields falling by shorting the yen, like I pounded the table on all last week, they could have had a good month last week.
all it
Okay.
takes is a good week. Amazon. Here's my news right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazon approaching 100 at highs of 3%. Tilray popping. So Yellen
Oh,
saying something about cannabis. Get in there, coach.
maybe they're going to pass that bill so they could, write things off and have bank accounts and,
Let me leave
yeah,
with
they're
this.
cheap. They're cheap.
Let me leave and see what the flow is, because that's most important, or else we're going to be cheating everybody's time. Although I do
Janet
believe it.
Yellen probably needs a delivery today from
There you
the
go. Tilray
cannabis fund.
bullish. I had the news. There go the
All right.
option flow.
All right.
They're March 23rds. They're playing, 2 weeks. No good.
Doesn't
Flow
mean
Ray.
nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
See that? Then they're
Yeah.
playing AMC, the little bastards.
Yeah.
Here's
So there,
AMD
yeah.
coming
So
up to
now you're going to
resistance.
have people gaming the Fed now, Mike. That's going to be the game.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
That's a game next week.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
said, I'm aware of it. I have it in the subconscious. I'm just not letting it have to drive me.
Okay.
Meta,
You know,
April
I
calls.
saw a video the other day in our chat. This guy, I
Had a
think he's
beautiful hair, had wonderful hairline.
in 2018, and he said the key to everything in the markets is volume.
It is.
Okay, so you built upon that and that foundation, and you know, your trading's amazing, Mike.
No, I
That's all I
appreciate
could
that,
say. You're a
Coach.
machine, Mike the Machine.
There's well, this is the other Mike the Machine, because this is confirmation when Mike L comes in here.
Oh, yeah, see, Mike is constructive the market.
No, believe me.
Yeah, yeah,
Tech is back to taking a leadership role, and he's right. That's why we're
yeah,
adding to Amazon in the fund. Well, and
yeah,
now I got to top. Now I'm getting giddy when Amazon. Did I top tick Amazon through 100, and that was it?
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was it.
that run lasts until yields change and turn back up again, which I don't think we're that
Ripping.
far away. I mean,
Apache.
we've kind of priced in, um, you know, a financial crisis in yields. We've dropped 80 bips. When I thought yields would come in, when I was interviewed on Real Vision, we were around 4, and I was saying 360, 370. I never expected, the 330s.
I still have
What a
all those
big move. What a big
Weight
move.
Watchers.
Okay.
No, it's all good, Coach.
Yep.
Asan. Start look at Fastly. We had
Look
our
at
eye on.
Newmont down $1 with gold up 15.
Well, there you go. There's Fastly. Everybody, where are you, Joba? Even if you're overseas, that's the one acting well. Be careful.
And that's the other reason I dumped the miners, because they were the laggards. They weren't leading. Bullion's leading. I
There's
got to
Asan.
see. Yeah.
I got Asan. Asan, by the
Okay.
way, put more in the fund. Serious.
Okay.
Coach, we're going to a little like, you know what I mean? We're having a bout of macro and micro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the same
Well,
time, we're
it was
crossing each other.
micro. For me, it's micro to get out of what I consider to be an intermediate term position. But you know what? I'm tired of paying the price of being intermediate term and paying short-term price to hold for my narrative. And when I see a market tell like gold exploding and the shares barely getting a pop, to me, if I ignore that message, I do it at my own peril. And that's why I got out of all my miners yesterday. I know that I'm going to be able to buy them better. So
great call. You know what I did to Coach? I can't tell you. I wish we could go back. But I dumped a lot of Newmont mining, Coach. Remember, this was right here when they were breaking out. Remember this day I doubled down, and then I got a chance to double out on that double. That was it.
Yeah.
You told get. I swear my next trade, 54.
Yeah.
I got out a lot of Newmont.
Yeah.
AEM. I can tell you. Oh God, this helped me. AEM. Same. It was right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
56 to 45. No, pissed I would have
I
been.
forgot I called that top up there. I was shorting. I forgot what prices I was shorting the market.
And now WPM, by the way, let's keep talking. Look at that one. Always the one that's been acting the best. Still is.
Okay. All right. It went from 46 to 38. It's got to 45. You'll be able to buy it at 36. Put your open order in there.
No, it's right. I get you. I understand.
Yeah, ABC.
It
ABC.
is. That is an ABC. As a matter of fact, that might prompt me to do something here. Not that one. What would you short, Coach? FCX still?
It looks pretty ugly, Mike.
I hear this is
trying
going
to hold
lower.
I think it's gonna,
I bought BHP this morning. Look at this.
It looks like a Head and Shoulders.
Look at the daily on BHP.
Ugly. So what's happening? There's nothing more deflationary than a banking crisis. Okay, it's not inflationary; it's deflationary. All right. Anyway, bro, thanks for all your hard work and great content on TradeGATEHub.
Hitting the bid.
And guys, get set up at TradeV Markets and come into the room and shadow Mike. If you good trades, and it's usually it's either quality or quantity, with Mike, what I've seen over the last couple of years is quantity of quality. So
Well, the quantity, we're not short of. It's much like TradeView markets. We're not short of ideas on every, if not most, financial
it's
instruments.
just your style, Mike. I mean, you're an active guy.
No, I have to
So
listen. It is when the VIX is at
your
18 or
style.
20, you go with Coach because it's methodical, it's intelligent. It's intelligent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Onion. Look at this onion.
You're gonna love all the opportunity you're gonna have when we're at 48 VIX, Mike. I could just
I swear I bought this
visualize it
yesterday
now.
at 20.
That's going to be the buy for the next 2 years by this summer. That's my call. And I'm wrong a lot. So have a great weekend, partner.
You too. The weekend. What's today?
Thursday.
Yeah, no.
But you know, the Mike and Dale show is only on twice a week.
Oh no, you too. But we're going to continue talking
Yeah.
naturally throughout the day. And what I'm going to do is go watch your 9:30 video, which our man Mike Lombardo, head of equities, and by the way, a great macro view, one of the better traders in my league, if you will. And he mentioned on the TradeView chat that was a hell of an interview. So I'm going to go watch this interview.
He was a trader for the Fed.
I'm going to watch.
He was doing what you do for the Fed.
What is he doing?
He was a trader on the operations desk, on the trading desk at the Fed.
That's look. I mean, look where he is now. That didn't he do it?
Now he's just trading his own stuff, and he's on his own.
No, Mike
Anyway,
Lombardo
check
has
out. You should always keep Joseph Wing if you want to have a feel for what the Fed may do.
Sure.
He's one of my favorite Fed watchers.
No, Coach, enough said.
All right, guys.
All right, so we'll be listen. Nothing throughout the day. We put the economic schedule out. I'll post the earnings. It is the middle of the daytime as the VIX started to abate a little bit. So if you're going to do something, start small. Remember, in this type of market, usually your starting positions at first start to work at first, but don't chase adding. Just be prudent. Everybody's got a plan. There's plenty to do. We're here to walk you through it, whether you're a short, medium, or long-term trader. All charts, news on all the tabs here on TradeGATEHub. Until then, Coach, thank you again. Have a good weekend. As you said, trade well, have a plan. Cheers. Thank you.
I'd like to end it with a song by Perry Como. And this should remind people to use less leverage. But if you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
Who sings better, you or Larry King?
It's a tie. That really cracks. I'm the Larry King of the FX world. Did you know that?
Positive for everyone involved here.
I wish I was as good looking as Larry. That's all I can say. He's gone now, but I couldn't be a Larry King because he got married about 10 times. I couldn't do it.
I think I'm more like John Madden. I go, boom, there's the move right there. You know what I mean? Then he cuts it. You right?
You are, man.
Might want like John
all right,
Madden.
Senator.
All right.
Senator Venezia, catch you later.
All right. Thank you, everybody else. Have a plan. And listen, all questions and comments, please. I get back to everybody. You know that. Cheers.
All right. Adios.